Howdy Earthlings. When I start doing anything, the first thing I do is I always look up a ton of stuff on how to do that thing before I even first attempt it. Vtubing was one of those things for me as well. I got into it on the late end after everybody was already calling it oversaturated, and that's even truer now. Even in the case of agency Vtubing, it's become oversaturated. New agencies open and close every day now, it seems. But I'm someone who has mostly done this on their own, and I'm going to tell you a secret or two that's going to help big time, and they're tips that I wish I had heard earlier when I first started Vtubing. I have 23k subs right now, and I started about 2 years ago, but I've been on my journey to be a YouTuber and streamer for a little over a decade. Yeah, I'm 33. I get a senior citizens discount at the Vtubing buffet. So, here we go. Some tips I wish people told me. Number 1, stop trying to be a VTuber. What I mean by this is that you should stop associating yourself with the identity of VTuber. Stop putting it in your bio, your name on social media, and things like that. In your bio, you should be able to describe what you do in one short sentence, because VTubing these days is just another way to stream. It's just another way to, show your face. You have people who have a face cam, people who don't, and people who VTube instead of showing their face. It's just another way to stream now. By associating yourself with the term VTuber, I feel like you're associating yourself with an archetype you're trying to force yourself to fit into. With streaming and YouTube, people want you to be someone that they can relate to. You may find that you don't fit into this box that people associate with VTubers, and so you may be doing yourself more harm than good. You may be creating these barriers that you don't intend to. You might be wasting a lot of time and energy trying to force yourself into this box that you probably don't fit into. It's good to have a sense of community, and you absolutely should be making more VTubing friends, but I'd let others call you a VTuber before you use that as your sole descriptor. People don't care so much about how you present yourself so much as what you make. It's much more important that you're able to concisely describe what you make. We're way past the days that when putting VTuber in your bio is enough to get people to watch. There are so many people who VTube and so many ways to do it that there isn't anything special about it anymore. You're not drawing people in just by existing as a VTuber. 2. Make videos in addition to streaming. Streaming, regardless of platform, has very low visibility. This isn't 2014, it's very hard to get noticed by just turning on your camera and playing Binding of Isaac for 8 hours. Anyway, Twitch isn't getting a bunch of new users, and most people who frequent the site have found their favorite. The majority of people who are looking through smaller channels are bored trolls or people who like small channels because they get attention for being the only one in chat. If you want people to watch you on Twitch, they need to know you exist, so you need to start by making videos in addition to streaming. Honestly, I wouldn't even start streaming until you already have a following elsewhere already, and here's why. When you stream, it only has visibility when it's live. Only your fans are going to be watching your VODs, and even then, they're much more likely to watch when you're live. Time spent live to 0 viewers is a waste of your time, and that's going to hurt some of you. A lot of you are 0 viewer Andys, but that time streaming to 0 people would be better spent making a video or some other piece of media that could be used to spread your name in its stead. When you make a YouTube video, it's up and being shared throughout YouTube. Your first few videos likely won't get any attention, but by the 10th, you'll start to see some traction. Some advice that I was given was, don't decide whether you're going to quit until you made your first 100 videos. And then after my first 100 videos, I was like, okay, I like this is doing well, I think I'll keep doing this. But you need to find a niche and stick to it, and make sure that this niche is something you can provide a unique perspective or angle on. If you can't do that, then you need to make a good thumbnail and title. A good title and thumbnail is infinitely more important than however good your video is, because if the video is amazing but the thumbnail sucks, no one will click it to watch it. But if your video sucks, no one will watch long enough for YouTube to adequately recommend it. So try to make sure that both the thumbnail and video are good. If you can't find a way to break into a niche, it's okay to drudge up old trends, because YouTube has been around so long. Many of these ancient 5-8-year-old trends are brand new to some people. When I started to make videos related to furry content and original species, I was the only one making original species videos the way that I did. But I don't recommend making videos for furries. They're only supported for so long. Most will only watch furry videos, and that's pretty restrictive. You won't hit 1 million subscribers with just furry content, which is why I changed niches, and it's too early to tell you how well that's going. But people nowadays care a lot more about the personality of the person delivering the videos. I can promise you that no matter what you make, there is an audience for it. After you make a bunch of videos, I'd question whether you want to use Twitch to stream at all. Once I got to around 13k, I started streaming here on YouTube, and I make less money here, but I have a lot more viewers. And that's more important to me, is having a lot more viewers so that I have more interaction going on in the chat. By the way, that's more than double of the viewers I had on Twitch. So I have a lot more viewers on YouTube streams than I do Twitch. And that's because a lot of YouTube viewers don't want to leave the app. Twitch isn't the only streaming app anymore, so if you're a YouTuber, you should probably stream on YouTube as well. 3. Don't stream for 8 hours. This goes into the whole, if you're streaming to an audience of 0, then you're wasting your time. Your stream isn't growing your audience. Until you're into the top 0.10%, your stream isn't what's building your audience. It's the media created from your stream. So it's more important for you to make good videos from the streams, or good videos in general, to bring people to your streams. So if you're streaming for a very long time, that's cutting into time that could be spent working on making media elsewhere or brainstorming ideas. When you're streaming to optimize your time, consider structuring your streams around making videos from it, so you can double dip. People who watch the stream will watch it again to see the best moments, and with YouTube, it'll naturally advertise for you to people who haven't seen it. And YouTube advertises videos a lot better than streams. This means your streams will usually have an idea that can be gotten across in a single sentence. For example, when I stream drinking games, that makes for an easy video. Plato once said that a person's character can most accurately be judged when they're drunk. A lot of people think that way, so they like to see drunk people so they can see how they act when social inhibitors are loosened. Also, I'm funnier, apparently. Another example that doesn't cause liver damage could be game challenges. I recently played Dark Souls 1 with a joystick. That idea sells itself, and even more so when I finally edit it and make it into a video. When people see titles like, "Every time I blank, I drink," they know it's going to be a party, possibly a rager, and that makes people want to see it. I think a lot of people also want to see you drunk stream because they're waiting for you to slip up and do something that you shouldn't, but I mean, it's not like you entirely lose sense of your conscience when you're drunk. Not all of your streams have to be events, but keep in mind that those are going to be the best performing ones. You should watch other big streamers and see what they do to get an idea for more creative ideas. Basically, treat your streams like a video, then when it's done, turn it into one. Streaming for the clip is another example. Streaming for the clip is where you stream long enough to get that moment that makes for a good clippable moment. This can be a funny moment, an unlikely 1,000,001 chance, or a moment of high skill. You'll know when this moment happens, because everything will stop in the stream to revolve around that central moment. That's the clippable moment. That's how you know that you hit it, because not just you freaking out about it happening, that's a good indicator, but the chat will freak out about it too. And that's your big indicator that that is the clippable moment. Anyway, moments like this is what you're aiming for. You just clip it. I usually stream 3 to 4 hours twice a week, and many streamers say 6 is ideal. You can easily turn 3 to 4 hours once a week into a good weekly video, or at least a clippable moment. So the magic number is really whenever you feel like you got good enough clips to turn into shorts or a video. Usually, you can probably get away with like 1 or 2 per stream if you stream frequently. If you stream infrequently, you want to shoot for like 2 to 4, because you got to make it out through the week. 4. Don't waste money on a super fancy model early on. I know, you're looking at this and you're like, wow, Sarah, you have such a good model. I love your character. I'm not saying that from like a place of like vanity. I do hear that comment a lot. But yeah, this actually isn't that fancy. In the early days of Vtubing, I taught myself how to rig live 2D models in order to save on the costs of making a model. I'm not great at rigging, but my channel honestly isn't big enough that I need to worry about it. The thing that matters more than a fancy, high-quality VTuber is a good design. The comment I get the most is, "Your character is so cute," or "Your character is so well designed." In this situation, you have to hand the design control over to the artist you're commissioning. The reality is, you're most likely designing one character for the first time, or one character in once in a blue moon. Most artists will have designed more characters than you. I recommend looking up artists who make adopts. They're characters that are designed to be eye-catching and sold quickly. Someone who makes a lot of successful adopts would be good at character design. In my case, I looked for an artist that I was friends with and I liked their style, and I told them, "You have total design control. I just want them to be space-themed with some yellow highlights." And Opal drew multiple examples, and we picked one that we were going to work with from there. I personally buy way too many models and have slowed down since my 3D model, this one. I think the only model I made after this one was the contest one. Sometimes doing a contest is another good way to get a model because it gets the whole community involved and it's high engagement, and that's another way to get new people to watch your stuff too, because a lot of artists are looking for an opportunity like that. Anyway, 3D models might also be more preferable as a way to go because they can be cheaper than a high-quality Live 2D model. The model I'm using now is a custom, but it's made on an artist's chibi base. Artist credits in the description, you can find them there. Anyway, that's it for this one. I have 14 tips written down, but I can't make a follow-up video if I give them all out at once. You can consider that one tip number 5. Keep people on the edge of their seats. Leave on a cliffhanger so they'll want to show up for the next one. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the patrons, members, and supers. Thanks to them, my live streams are ad-free. Maybe check out my live streams on Monday and Friday nights right here on YouTube. And thanks again to Firework Penguin, Momentary Unicorn, Aurora the Puppy Moth, Sly, Nat, Selena, Marius, Yeenie, Worm Syrup, Rask, Ver, Beef, Bait, Sly, again, Colorado Blue, Vader Sun, Link, Linky, Balding Brick, Splackjack, and Fusoku. I'll see you all later. I'm still a little sick, so I'm probably going to sleep for another 24 hours.
Okay, I'm on the other side.
Don't rush into the boss area because I'm pretty sure
it starts immediately. I thought I was gonna have some time. Okay. Okay. Oh my! No! 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 No!
Chad, if you couldn't hear that, she's raging.
I have this. The D-pad, it changed off of my Estus. I didn't press the D-pad, I thought.